Alright, welcome back everybody, back at the garage with Chaz. Lost some footage that I created, so you'll see it, you won't really notice, but things that I had created or put into a bit of an intro video was along the tub here. I wanted to cut it a few inches higher. Those things are already done. I cut the other back corner out over on that side and started opening up the bottom area underneath the rocker in order to get the bottom of the rocker off here from the B post all the way to C post and really to a real arch tub. Created an intro video and then started working all that stuff. As you'll see, a bunch of that stuff's already done. So these are things that are already done so far. I'm going to finish taking the inner rocker out. You can see that it's already exposed here. I got a bit of the floor opened up some more so I can get the inner rocker off. It's disconnected back there, and you can see where I started getting it out. So that's going to come off the back side of each of these cross members. In order to get that out of there, I'm going to check the inner rocker piece, which has this ledge on it, which is the door track. That's part of the middle rocker. And then the outer sill just kind of goes to this bottom edge. And you can actually even still see this little lip, which is part of the bottom sill for the door seal. I'll start kind of picking away at those things, peeling them back slowly and seeing if I need to do the inner rocker and the middle rocker, or if I can repair the middle rocker so that I can keep that track. The track's actually in decent shape, but we're going to make an assessment on that as we open her up. That's what we're going to keep working on. You'll see a bunch of the footage after this with those things already, coming apart and what we're doing. At any rate, we're going to keep on going on this. Thanks so much. Let's do it. Alright, so what I'm going to end up doing here, take a little bit more material away from this panel. I want to come up a few more inches, probably 3 more inches. I'll make a tape line. I'll snip out a little bit more here. I want to be able to see more of the arch tub in order to be able to figure out exactly what I need to do to repair that tub and get it back in good condition before we put a new panel on. Let's do it.
I feel like I need a Taylor Swift song to this Sparks fly.
Okay, so we've got a better look at the tub. Pretty crusty up here, but only a few inches of it, so it's completely salvageable. Gonna have a little bit of work to do to get it and rebuild it. But that'll be a step in the very near future to start working on. I'll be using a part of a panel for this to cut out this section of the new panel in order to recreate this tub face and get this lip on the bottom of the wheel arch tub rebuilt, and then any other little patches I have to make in order to put this back together, I will. The front of the tub up here is actually really nice. I have a part for that, but it's in good shape, and we'll have to do some work back here, but we'll get to that on another day. I'm gonna move into the inside here. I'm gonna move some of these things out, and I'm gonna take a wire wheel to this area and start drilling out all the welds in order to get the inner rocker disconnected from the bottom of the floor here. I'm probably going to remove the middle rocker that has the door track as well, but I'll start drilling out those holes and do a little bit of time lapse on that. Let's do it. All right, getting a look at what we're doing here. So I drilled out some of the holes right through for the inner rocker. Well, it's the bottom from there, and there's what's left of the inner rocker kind of underneath here, and there's the outer skirts of it. But the new piece is going to go in here all the way along. I'm going to weld it underneath the floor. Not sure if we're going to put a whole new floor in here yet or not, but we will be doing, well, whatever it takes. But these now are going to allow the inner rocker to be disconnected. So I'm going to take a wire wheel and I'm going to clean this area some more, and you can see the little divots. Where it's a bit corroded, it's a bit harder to see, but you can start to see where the little divots are. Those are your spot welds. Drill those out and you can separate the two pieces. There's another row on the inside edge along here, and that's where the middle rocker will weld to the bottom of this, and then they weld along the bottom lip of the inner rocker or middle rocker, connect to the bottom, and they both weld separately up top here with a flange piece that comes up like that for the inner rocker, and I believe it comes up on the inside for the other one. That'll only go as far as the C-post for the middle. The inner goes right to the rear tub. So I'm going to keep cleaning this up and drilling this out, trying to get that piece separated out of there, get those chunks out, see what the inner looks like, and if the inner needs to go, I'm going to drill it out too, and then we can start getting a look at what we need. Put a new inner rocker in there, connect to the rear tub, connect to the B-post, and start buttoning things up in here and start making sure we get lots of structure. I'm going to work on getting that kind of positioned and optimized before I keep closing up the B-post. I got a few pieces to order here, but just finished doing some exploring, get some things sorted out. I haven't had a lot of time this week, and 3-4 days that I didn't really get a chance to get out here, a little under the weather, and work is just a little bit too busy to get out here and have energy left at the end of the day. Try and work on this evenings and weekends. This weekend I hope to really open things up and start working on this tub. Hopefully I can get that tub rebuilt this weekend, and that way as the parts come in, start fitting everything to go back together. But I'm going to keep working away on that for now. We'll get a bit more time lapse for you guys seeing that, and we'll see if we can get this inner rocker out of here. Let's do it. All right, so here's a look underneath. There's the holes that are drilled out, separating this inner rocker from the bottom of the floor. So that's going to come all out. I'll be able to save the 2 I-beams. This cross member top hat here is nice. The one back here, pretty crusty in this area. This outrigger is going to come off, and the back outrigger is going to come off. What I'd like to do is get this separated up here first. So you can see where I drilled through. I still got a few more to separate, but I can use my well, I can probably use my air chisel or something like that there, although that's going to drop a lot of dust and crap on me when I do it. But you know, c'est la vie, as they say. And there's a outrigger's going to go. That outrigger's going to go. I'm going to be able to clean up the framing areas underneath here. I think I'm going to have to do the floor, though. I think the whole floor is going to come out. It's a pretty big price tag to do it, but it'll give us the best product going forward. So I think that's where we're going to go. I'm going to keep picking away at this and see if I can get sections of this inner rocker out. There is a rocker part that you can buy that is a repair for this. I'm not too sure if I'm going to bother using it though. But this is what it starts to look like when you separate it down here. I'll be able to pop that a piece, take this inner rocker off in here, and then get a better look at what does the middle rocker look like up inside. You can see it up in here, not great, but there, just the bottom of it here is done. So this is part of the inner rocker that fits in, or sort of middle rocker here that fits inside the outer rocker, and this is what gives you the shelf up here for your track to slide on. And it's pretty crusty up in there too, so I'm thinking that we might just keep picking away at this and replace it all. Oh, pretty safe to say by getting that outer edge off. The middle rocker, well, not in the greatest shape, but at the same time, if I can get the inner peeled away, I can put a new strip of metal in here and weld it in and rebuild the inner rocker. I'm going to take a good look at it though, because really the amount of labor that it would take to fix that is probably more than replacing it, and it's only like 150 bucks for a part. So we'll take a look at what it's going to cost, keep picking away at this, seeing how I can get her opened up in order to get what we need. Like this little lip here is actually part of the lower sill, so this still has to come off. It welds to this plate here. See it very well there. I'll grab the camera. Okay, I don't know if you can see this very good, but try and get a real close look at this seal here, this lip, this top panel right here, and this lip join right here. I don't know if it's very easy to see that, but there are 2 layers. This lip is part of the outer sill, and this is what the door seal goes in all the way along this track. It goes all the way up here and around the whole door. So it kind of goes back here and then goes up the back of there as well. So that's kind of how those pieces are. So I still have to peel that strip off. I'm going to have to really take a look at that middle rocker piece for this side. And I'm thinking I'm just going to remove it because it's probably less labor than trying to fix the one that's there. And then I'll have brand new metal right from the B-post all the way to the rear tub for the inner, the middle, and then the outer sill will go on the outside and have new skins. So I think that's probably the direction I'm going to go. But we'll keep picking away at this and see what Chaz tells us as we keep poking around. Keep trucking. All right, so a lot of that sill cut off, outer sill piece is removed. Not all the way to the back, but we're getting pretty close. Got a bit of the floor out. I guess you know what that means. But now we have the inner rocker nicely exposed. Like I said before, the I-beams, these first, not the first two, the first one's top hat at the bulkhead. I-beam, and then 3 more with a top hat type cross member on it. So they're all cross members, 2 different types of structures. The I-beam ones are like a piece of square tubing cut in half, put them back to back, weld them back together, basically your I-beam. These top hats are not bad. I know this one here is the rusty surface rust on it, but it's nice and solid and good shape. These back two, we're going to take a real good look at those. If we get the floor out and they're even a little bit questionable, for 60 bucks, we'll replace them too, because we're in there and we'll be able to weld in a new floor. Gonna be able to weld in and close up the back end, fix anything on the tubs that are needed. And this is just gonna get us in there. If we're gonna do it, let's do it right. Let's make sure that Chaz is good and solid and safe for decades to come for Brad and the family. But that's all I'm gonna do for this evening. Right now, probably do a bit of cleaning up and I'll roll her back inside, put things away. But sun's gone down and we're running out of time. We'll do some more tomorrow. Cheers. You're gonna get a little bit of a look here. Got the inner rocker out. What's left of it. Not a lot there. Got this edge nice and cleaned. I still have a little bit of material to get off here from the floor. Just in between this spot and that spot. I'll use my little finger sander to kind of wear that away where the spot welds are and kind of pick that off and then get it all cleaned up like we did here right to the front. So this piece is looking really good, very solid, nice shape. It's got a little bit of pitting on it in some areas, but it's really nice. So on this part, we got the first, well, the very front outrigger, of course, is disconnected because it's gone. The 2 I-beams disconnected, and we're disconnected here. I still have these little parts back here to get. We're going to move on to that here in a little bit. What I want to do next is work from the back here and see how much of this I can get off. I got to get this whole lip off down here. Try and find a better spot to get a look at it. So this is the bottom lip of what was left of the inner rocker, where it would come down, angle in, and then down. And the middle rocker will come down, and they join together here and are welded. The very bottom edge of it is, well, rusted away. So we're going to get in here, start cutting some of that away. I might have to drill out. I have to clean this off, find the welds for the inner rocker where it joins, which is going to be up in here, and drill those out to get the middle rocker disconnected so that I can put a new inner rocker in, put a new middle rocker in. They weld at the ends here, to the C posts, they connect to the B post, and they will weld to the bottom edge of this all the way along. Both pieces spot welded all the way along. And they pinch together to each other at the very bottom, all the way along the bottom down here. Kind of like we did on the other side of the long rocker, where the inner rocker flange is there and the outer panel goes right along the front of it, and we pinch weld it all the way across the bottom. But right now we're going to keep working on getting this apart to see how far apart it needs to go in order to rebuild this, and we'll keep going. Let's do it. Alright, so got a bit of trimming done. This platform right here, I showed the other day kind of where the two pieces are. I ground a little edge of this lip off up here, because this is kind of a C channel shape. Kind of see it like that. It's bottom here. From down here, the outer rocker piece goes, this kind of shape here. This lip is part of that bottom channel, so I've got to take this lip off the bottom edge of this. So I'm going to do a little cut up inside here to get this off, and then I'll just have to take the grinder to clean any of the material left of this one off the bottom of this edge, because this edge is okay. It's in fine, you know, it's got a little dent down here that I'm going to do a repair underneath the bottom, but we can sort that out where it's got any issues. Up inside, it's fine, pretty greasy in there, but that's good. And we'll square that away, get that up nice and tight, and we'll be able to put a new piece of metal from the inside edge of this, the back side of this piece. You can see white in there, the back side of that. I'm going to weld a new piece of metal on that going down. Once I get the new rocker fit in place, then I'll be able to get a piece in there, tack it in place, trim it so it's nice along the bottom with the inner rocker, remove the inner rocker, weld that in real good on this side and the back side, seam seal it, and then weld in the inner rocker. And that's what we're going to play with now. So we're going to cut the rest of this off and keep cleaning things up. Let's do it. Alright, things are cleaned up a little bit better. Got the inner rocker completely out from the C post to the B post. And got the middle rocker trimmed off the bottom. But this whole mechanism with the track, it goes underneath here, goes up the back side, and back around the front, and gives a little bit of a lip on the inside here. You can really see that. And the wheel that the sliding door rides on rides behind that track, horizontal wheel that sits, you know, flat like that, slides up in that track. Then there's a vertical wheel that rides on this ledge. The two of them together, one keeps the door inside the vehicle and tracking in this to close, and the other one rolls on this for smooth. There's also another one that rides in this track up here, right up into this point here, and it closes in here. It's just a bearing sitting on top of the post at the top of the door, and that's the two front points. At the back here, there's this rail that rides right along here, and there is like a miniaturized little train wheel sitting on this track with I think it's a hard plastic kind of slide that sits on this groove, and it drops in here. It can only drop in at this spot where this tab is open. So you get it to here, it'll drop down through this tab onto the wheel, and then once it's in here, the plastic thing doesn't let it slide back up, and it stays on here. So this rail at the back of the door, so it holds it still here, one at the bottom and at the top for the front, and then there's your latch. I'm not going to take any more of this out. That's cleaned up really nice. The pieces are there. There's a little repair I want to do on the bottom of the track, so I'm going to make a piece. It's got a little bit of a dent. I'm going to straighten that out just a little bit, reinforce the bottom of it. I'll add a plate just for longevity, make sure that it stays good, and then we're going to finish closing up, or opening up, sorry, back here. Get this section cut away from the tub, clean all that out, make sure that's nice and clean. And then the only thing that's going to be left to do is actually remove the outrigger, which I'd like to have the new part before I do it, but we'll see. I might just keep going, pulling that away. Once this is opened up, I can start working on closing this tub up. So for this week, that's as far as I'm going to go today. I'll put all the material together and post the video on it, and we'll go from there. Thanks very much, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate all of you that take the time to watch it. If you're interested in it, thanks very much. It means a lot to me that other people are enjoying it. Smash the like button for me. Leave a comment. Tell me where you're from. I'd love to see where in the world the videos are being watched. Really do appreciate that. And share it on your social media. If anybody else that you know might like watching it, I really appreciate to try and get my subscribers above 500. We're at about 300 right now. I'd like to get to 5. Help me out with that. Really appreciate it. Thanks very much, everybody. Cheers.